going?
Hello.
Nice to thank you for coming in. I appreciate you having me here, and I know we have this meeting set up next week to talk about some more solutions, but I did have some items I wanted to run by you, maybe get some information for you to make sure that these are going to qualify for you, and make sure that we can not only save you money on the shipping side, but also help you save some time in your processes as well.
Okay.
Perfect. So first, I put in some insight about marketplaces. I know you're on Wayfair and Amazon, but I wanted to see if you guys had ever thought about going to different other marketplaces, maybe Walmart, eBay, etc. Because as you can see, 97% of consumers actually shop from marketplaces first.
Well, I mean, as you know, we're with the big two, right?
Yeah.
So
in terms of furniture, yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot to get involved with all these different marketplaces, and to be honest with you, I think we're pretty comfortable with the two. I mean, I'd love to expand, but I just don't think we got the bandwidth to do that.
Okay. Well, whenever you guys do decide that it is time to expand that product line and expand that offering online, let us know. We can help you set you up some more tools to kind of integrate all the marketplaces into one area for you to deal with it all.
Okay, I don't understand. What can you do?
So we actually can provide some services, some technology to blend in with your current order management system to help ease the process. And I'll actually talk to you about it here in a second.
Okay.
So we talked about this briefly. I want to get some more information for you. I think this may actually benefit your company.
Okay.
So that is our UPS shipping API, which plug it straight to your order management system. As you can see, I've laid out your current process based upon the conversations you, myself, and Vivian have had.
Okay.
And here is what your proposed process would look like. Everything in the boxes, you already know your process. You're the person who creates the labels. You know you guys batch ship at 3 points during the day. The guys from shipping come up and pick up the labels from the office. And then you guys have to copy and paste the track numbers back into your order management system because it's not two-way integrated with our World Ship system.
Okay.
Using the shipping API, not only would you be able to generate the pick ticket and the label at the same time for the pickers, but you'd be able to do them individually as the orders come in instead of at batches. And you'd be able to utilize the printer in the back that we talked about. I asked you if you wanted the subsidy funds. You said, no, we already have a printer. So if we can hook that printer up in the back for you, maybe we can use some of those subsidy funds we discussed to get you a system back there.
Okay.
You can print everything straight from back there. Your pickers don't have to be coming back and forth to get their pick tickets and their labels. And the tracking number would automatically be in your system, which is another pain point that you brought up to me.
Yeah, I mean, that seems much more streamlined than what we're doing right now.
And I know we spoke earlier today about getting my solutions manager, Bruce, involved.
Yeah.
He would have a lot more working knowledge on this and be able to tell you exactly how that would work and what the benefits for your company would be. This is the general outline of what it would look like afterwards. He would have the specifics.
So what would you need from us?
I would need your time, which we've already scheduled an hour for next Wednesday,
Okay.
to go through, let Bruce go through your system with you, kind of walk through your process and have him tell you, give some recommendations on the ways that we can do this implementation and maybe some other solutions that may help your warehouse side as well.
Okay.
Perfect. The next thing I wanted to bring up is our ground with freight pricing. I know you use FedEx. With FedEx, you use FedEx hundredweight, and you also use FedEx freight.
Yes.
However, I don't know how frequently you do FedEx freight shipments.
Well, I mean, it depends on the week, right? But, I'd say 3 to 5.
3 to 5 a week?
Yeah.
And they go all over the country? Or are they local?
Yeah, I would say more regional.
Regional?
Yeah.
And what's the typical weight on these pallets?
They range. I mean, as you know, with the 100-weight side, I mean, we have shipments as low as 150, 200 pounds. We could probably get upwards of 750, 800.
Okay. Well, I know since you guys are in the direct-to-consumer line, you do lots of tables and... Who pays for those LTL shipments?
It's about half and half.
Okay, so you guys pay for half those LTL shipments?
Yes.
And the customer pays for the other half? Since you're doing direct to consumer, are you guys charged residential surcharges, liftgate fees, inside delivery fees?
Most of those fees have been waived.
Okay,
Our liftgate fee was dropped down to $25.
okay. So the solution I'm gonna bring to your table today doesn't have to worry about liftgate fees. Doesn't have to worry about inside delivery fees. What's your typical fuel surcharge with your LTL? Percentage-wise?
22%.
22%?
It's still about right.
I think the UPS one's around 25 roughly, so
Okay.
it's in the same ballpark.
I knew it was some ridiculous number.
Yeah, it's quite high compared to our ground fuel surcharge of only 7.5%. So this product offering today, it's called UPS Ground with freight pricing.
Okay.
Now I'll only put a couple of points on here, because these are what is relevant to you. It allows you to fulfill those multi-piece orders at a discounted rate compared to LTL.
Okay.
Customers, and this is the standard status, customers typically save 20% compared to the LTL rate. However, I was with a customer yesterday. They do housewares just like you do. We were in their warehouse. I was talking to their warehouse manager. We did a couple of examples, especially for the regional stuff. And we're talking, 200 pounds, 350 pounds, and they were hitting the minimum on those. Our minimum is $75 for this service.
Really?
So you're looking about 75 plus fuel, and the fuel is the ground fuel surcharge, not the LTL fuel surcharge.
Oh, my minimum's higher than that.
Exactly. Typically LTL minimums are higher. What is your minimum?
Oh, that's excellent. After the look to Brian. It's about $145.
$145. So if I could get those multi-piece shipments going to one location between 150 and 500 pounds, if I could get you half of what you're paying with LTL on top of some of the surcharges you wouldn't even have to worry about, what would that do for your business?
Oh, that would save me a ton of money. I mean, that's the sweet spot of most of the shipments that I send out. So, yeah, that's got a lot of potential.
Good. And the best part about this product is it does not account for dimensional weight. So when we ran some samples last week, looking for your pricing, every single sample you gave me was 15 to 20 pounds higher on the dimensional weight. 42 pounds for the actual, 57 pounds for the dimensional. That was kind of a standard one. 30 pounds for the actual, 42 for the dimensional. So actually going off those actual weights instead of the dimensional weights would save you that extra 15, 20 pounds on those shipments as well.
So it sounds like there's a lot of different ways you're describing that this could save me money. But it's all kind of non-specific right now. So
Exactly.
how would I know for sure how much this is going to save me?
I'm glad you asked. I would have to run some samples, give you some exact numbers, tell you how we can exactly save you how much money.
Okay.
What I would need from you is about 2 months worth of freight bills from FedEx. I know you shared with me some of the small package side, but if you could share with me some of the freight side as well, that way I can see if this product does actually fit your company and if it does save you money like we're talking about. Is that something I might be able to get from you?
You know what, here's the problem is all those freight bills, we shipped those off for auditing by a company we deal with, so I don't think I have any of those here, but what I could do is I could just contact my LTL carrier and see if they could send over a list of them.
That would work as well. I just really need destinations, weights, shipment characteristics, and that's really it.
Okay, well, I'll contact my rep after this and I'll have him send that over.
Great, and I'll follow up with you on Monday just to make sure that we get everything kind of squared away.
Awesome.
Perfect. Another thing I noticed while looking on your Wayfair site, you have 33 items listed on your Wayfair site. 70% of those items are over $100. There are chairs with legs, kind of sticking out, kind of weird stools.
Yeah.
Do you encourage encounter damages on those a lot?
I mean, it's part of doing business, especially with items like that. I mean, yeah, from time to time it happens. It costs of doing business.
Cost of doing business. So what happens whenever one of your products gets damaged?
Well, I mean, quite honestly, it usually makes it to the customer, because they usually don't notice it right away, or nobody inside the system's gonna notice it. So it gets delivered, they contact us, they let us know that it's damaged. We send out a call tag, but a return label, shows you how old I am, call tags, right? Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
They use them
then.
in rural
So you'll do
Minnesota.
call tags?
So yeah, we send out a call tag, and we have the product come back, and then we go ahead and credit them.
Okay. And then does the customer end up reordering and you have to reship another one?
Well, sometimes, I mean, the truth is, sometimes by the time that's all done, they don't actually reorder.
Okay. And so what does that cost you every time that you lose one?
Well, I mean, the return trip is probably, I don't know, $20-30, I'd say. You know, then we gotta check it over. It's usually something very simple, like a leg or something, and we just replace the leg, so.
So you don't lose the stool completely?
We don't lose the stool completely, but, you know, it's still gonna cost us time and money to try to repair it or to get it back out, so.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if I have an exact dollar amount on that, but it's irritating.
And do you guys do any sort of declared value with FedEx at this moment?
Honestly, I don't completely know.
Okay.
Is that something I key into the shipping system?
Yes. So whenever you do the labels, that's something that you would manually do.
So we do put in the value of the shipment.
You put in the value of the shipments
yeah.
into it? Okay, so that would be your carrier liability declared value.
Okay,
So what that means is if that item is damaged and irreplaceable, it's just, you can't salvage it.
mm-hmm,
FedEx would give you up to $100 for the replacement cost. UPS would do the same thing, up to $100 for the replacement cost. Would that cover your losses?
well, sure, I mean, replacement costs, like what I sell it for, right? What it
No,
would
like
cost to-
what you purchase it for.
Oh, my purchase price?
Yes.
That's all they pay me?
Yep. Up to $100.
Are you sure?
Yes. That's how our,
Positive?
that's how our carrier liability works. Yes.
Wow, I'm not sure I completely realized that.
Well,
But-
great. So that's why I wanted to bring this to your attention.
Okay,
Because we actually have a dedicated insurance company inside of UPS called UPS Capital. Part of what they do is they handle all the claims for those. You mentioned time, you know, how long it takes to get the money back. How long does it typically take for you to do the claims process and actually get the money back for that?
oh man, sometimes we don't get it back at all because we just forget about it because it takes so long. I mean, it's 3-4 weeks.
3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
With UPS Capital, 5 to 7 business days.
Really?
And you're not contacting some 1-800 number, you're not going through online, you have a dedicated claims representative in Atlanta, Georgia.
Interesting.
The best part about this, you talked about sometimes you don't even receive them. Do you know any sort of percentage what that would be when you don't receive it at all?
I've never measured it. I think it would make me sad if I did, so
Okay. So
I avoid it.
I can tell you, typically UPS carrier liability is somewhere between 50 and 60% payout percentage. UPS Capital is in the 90 percentile.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
And not just that, it's not only the replacement cost, like the carrier liability, but it's the full retail value of the item, what you sell it for on Wayfair.
Oh, that's a big difference.
So that set of chairs that you sell for $275, you get that $275 back. On top of consequential damages, which means the time it takes to process the return label.
I get reimbursed for that too.
You'd also get reimbursed for the reimbursement shipping back to the return shipping back to you.
Huh. So it sounds expensive.
Actually, it's only a nominal cost on top of you're already doing declared value.
Mm-hmm.
This actually discounts the declared value.
So it's less than declared value?
It's less than the published declared value rate. I couldn't tell you what rate. I'd have to get my UPS Capital rep Dorothy involved. She would talk to you, and she would, through the underwriting program, they would determine the rate based upon the business itself. But it's actually less than the $1.05 that we charge for our normal customers with their declared value.
So this is an independent company within your company, I mean, is it only UPS packages that are covered or are other packages covered?
So for the process I described to you, it's only UPS packages. However, we do have an umbrella policy as well that covers your entire supply chain, including the inbound from China that you guys don't pay for, all the way to the end consumer.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd like to talk to her.
Great. So we have our meeting with Bruce next Wednesday for the solutions. At that meeting, I'll have some available times that Dorothy can be
Okay.
brought up.
That's reasonable.
Perfect. And then I wanted to talk about some of the things we can do in the future. So these are some immediate things I think that might help you right off the bat. But this isn't just a price exchange, wait for FedEx to give you a price. I want to build a relationship, a partnership with you.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that partnership is looking out for your business. So we already have the solutions visit scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to tell us some more options for us. Some areas that I noticed just from doing a simple walkthrough with you for your site, potentially redesigning your warehouse, putting your items with the fastest flow up front and making it more efficient for your guys back there. So instead of having 5 or 6 guys at a time, maybe you only need to run 3 or 4.
Okay.
Also, since you are sending to residential addresses and they are kind of larger packages, we want to avoid people stealing your customers' packages.
That's a good idea.
Have you ever, in your neighborhood, seen anything like that, or has that ever happened to you?
I haven't seen it in my neighborhood. I see it on TV all the time. They always, or I get like YouTubes from my
Yeah,
friends
the
showing
YouTube
me
clips.
like all the bad things.
So I'm actually glad that you brought up YouTube. I have a video that talks a little bit more about our access point offering.
Okay.
And it's not going to show up on the screen up there, but you and I will be able to look at it right here. You know how usually when I go to your site, I connect to my phone, the Wi-Fi takes a little bit longer.
Uh-huh.
So we'll let this load and we'll go back to the presentation. Oh,
There
here we
you
go.
Online deliveries can be tempting targets for porch pirates who steal right off your customers' doorsteps. UPS offers options that can help make sure your products end up in your customers' hands, not a thief's car. The UPS Access Point network of neighborhood delivery locations makes it easy for customers to pick up packages at times convenient for them, which means their items don't sit unattended on doorsteps. You can add a ship to a UPS Access Point location delivery option to your online checkout process using UPS API or plugin tools. Encourage your customers to sign up for UPS My Choice service, which allows them to proactively reschedule and redirect shipments if they won't be home, or submit delivery instructions to leave packages in more concealed locations. UPS My Choice service also provides automatic delivery updates by text or email, so your customers always know the status of their shipments. Learn more about UPS Access Point locations and UPS My Choice service at ups.com.
So that's just part of our offering. We
Mhm.
can have it delivered to an access point like the video said.
Mm-hmm.
We can also have your customer sign up for UPS My Choice. Now, some of that video didn't necessarily apply to you with the APIs on your
Mhm.
website because you sell on Wayfair and Amazon. You
Right.
said you weren't really looking to expand to a website at this point in time.
Right, right.
But down the road, like I said, this is for future growth. If
Mhm.
you guys decide to branch out on your own and get your own website, that's something we can do for you as well. Since these are larger packages, people drive by, they see them, easy to pick. This is something that can help your customers on their end.
So how would they choose UPS Access Point to be delivered to them? My
Through the
customers?
UPS My Choice service, which is an app on your phone. They can download it, redirect their
Okay.
deliveries to an access point.
So they would do that on their own? It's not-
Exactly.
Okay,
It wouldn't even be anything you would have to worry about. This is for your customers.
interesting. Okay.
And then, of course, I have on there international expansion. Canada's not even 100 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
You guys receive product from China. I know you have family in China, you've mentioned this before.
Mm-hmm.
These are options that UPS can provide to you.
Interesting.
This can be a conversation we have later down the road. I can bring my international rep, Shane. They're very knowledgeable, very good with how everything works. So we
Okay.
can have that conversation down the road.
Sounds good.
Perfect. So I think we agreed to you guys providing me with some samples
Yep.
for the LTL services.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow up on Monday to make sure that we get those samples so I can see if the ground freight pricing service is going to be beneficial for you.
Okay.
We have our solutions meeting on Wednesday where we talk about the shipping API with the process improvement.
Mm-hmm.
And then the UPS Capital, I'll come with some dates on Wednesday
Okay.
so we can pick a time that'll work for you guys.
Sounds good.
All right, Jan, thank you.
Thank you.